Just like that brother that in L.A., GMS, Behold.
I come
I come
quickly.
quickly.
Quickly. Yeah, that brother. He read out of this old book that he had, and it said that a person that eats pork has the same blood as a cancer person for 8 to 9 hours, man. So that just shows you that that meat is toxic, man. But you got this damn Pastor Jennings, or whatever the fuck his name is, teaching that shit, man. He's leading people on to damnation, man.
And that's why it's important for us to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and not eat those things. And when you look through, if you Google it, through statistics, it's mostly blacks and Latinos and Native Americans who got cancer, gout.
Well,
basically the whole tribe.
The whole tribe.
The whole tribe got it.
Look at Puerto Rico when the storm hit. They crying for insulin down there. Insulin, we need insulin. You know why?
Because
they eating that fucking swine, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know that's
Chicharron.
Pork shoulder,
everything.
That,
You know what I'm saying?
all the bad animal. That's what the Most High set up a dietary law, because he know that all the bad animal that you because we made a contract with the Most High. It may not messed up, but
He made a contract with us.
He
brother.
made it.
yeah. So correction.
chose
The
us.
Most High made a contract with us. Correction. That Yahweh Bashim Yahushua made a contract with us.
Yeah.
You know, the dietary law was set up with us. The Most High could care less about the other nation. If you look at the Chinese people, they eat all sort of filth.
They don't
It
give a
doesn't have
fuck.
to do-
But you know, I'm just giving my example.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It was only for them. That was only for them. So the Most High don't care about them. He care about us. You know, he made a dietary law for us, so we could be the most healthiest people in the planet Earth and be the most strongest people in the planet Earth. And that's why the Most High made that contract with us, to be the most special people above all the people on the planet Earth. He wants to be the perfect being. That's you. Because think about it. If Esau, if the Most High had elected Esau, you know, Esau would follow the dietary law. If the Muslims have chosen any other nation, they would follow their dietary law.
In the scripture.
In the scripture. You wanna know why? Because everybody wants to be Israel.
Yeah.
You know, everyone wants to be Israel, but too bad they can't be Israel because they were not the chosen. We were the chosen, and we're the only people that don't want to be the nation people of Israel.
It's crazy.
We don't want people that reject our own heritage.
Yeah, that's why
Edomites don't even want to be Edomites.
Yeah, they don't want to be Edomite. They want to be us so bad.
They want to be us.
Yeah.
and you just took the words out of my mouth. There's no coincidence why we are in our lower state, why are we going through cancer, all these other stuff. It's because, like the brother said, following these laws and righteousness it brings forth life.
Yeah.
We are in our lowest of lows. Death is around the corner because we are not following Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai and the law, statutes, and commandments that was given to us and us only.
And the conclusion on in Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah 23,
What there's
verse 12.
Verse 12.
Wherefore, their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, said Yahweh.
And that's the reason why when you look at the news, you see a lot of Jake are getting shot by the police officer, killing one another, dying of cancer, dying of AIDS, you know, and then I mean all sort of calamity coming upon them. And the hurricane striking them down there, tornado, earthquake. When we look at the news, the majority of them plague is only hitting our people.
Hey, that's scripture.
The scripture this said this, start at my sanctuary. That's why when you look at Puerto Rico, look what happened in Puerto Rico, Haiti, Venezuela, every other part of the world is where people is located, is where it get hit the most.
Right, because they're living in darkness because of these pastors ain't telling them the truth of
That's
who they
right.
are and who they need to, and what they need to be doing to follow on the Lord.
But ultimately, the deceiver are the Most High.
Most
you know?
High.
So you know.
Yeah, but you see, and that's the reason why they're sleeping in what's in verse 4 again, that they sleep in ways in the darkness.
In the darkness, huh?
Yeah, slippery ways in the darkness, they should be driven on and should fall there, and they are falling in that darkness because they lost their heritage. They don't know who they are, so they're falling deeper and deeper until the Most High visit them with that thermonuclear missile. You know, and that's why you know in today's day and age you look at them people, all you see is a bunch of zombies walking around.
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
The shows. Yep.
You know, it's dead men walking.
That's right.
Continue.
Verse 13. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err.
They're doing it right now to this day.
Yeah.
They're pushing that the so-called Jesus Christ is a white man, blonde hair, and blue eye. They're telling people that you could celebrate Thanksgiving, you could celebrate
Halloween,
Christmas. God, church that teaches that it's okay to start with Halloween, and then Christmas. And the other hand, that's the main thing. A lot of Christians like to teach.
Easter.
And Easter, like Easter egg bunny, whatever. And then Christmas, they like to say that Jesus was born on December 25th. And to this day, people still believe that bullshit lie. That the soul who called Christ, that he was born on December 25th. And it's ridiculous.
It all goes back to pagan worship.
All like the brother said, all they go back to pagan worship. You know, you go to almost every Negro houses got a picture of Christmas tree, and then a scissor bush with whiteness in that Christmas tree. You know,
when it says it caused my people Israel to error, now it's ultimately Israel, the Israelites, as Aaron is committing all these sins against the Most High, especially during like the holiday seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who is the main people celebrating and buying and participating in these holidays?
Jakes. Mostly Jakes. Mostly
So-
Jakes. You don't really see Esau, but Esau participate, but you don't really see him. They like the way Jake give it more meaning.
They go all out.
They go all out, you know, in them holidays.
Yeah.
That's what the Most High said. All people have surpassed the deed of the wicked.
That's right.
Continue on.
Verse 14, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They committed adultery and walk in lies. They strengthened also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness.
Actually, go back up again with it one time again, on.
Come, you want to break down sentence by sentence?
Yes.
All right, come, because this is meat right here. Jeremiah 23 and 14, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They committed adultery. They walk in lies.
Wait right there. They commit adultery and walk in lies. It's happening in the church as we speak.
That's right.
The pastors are lot.
One way is preaching that Cesare Borgia bullshit.
Spiritual
Violence, justice, judgment. You know what I'm saying? That's one way. All love, no hate. They're not following certain scriptures down to the T.
No, that's
You know what I'm saying? So it's a hit or miss thing with these Christian churches. They don't care if they miss. They don't care if they hit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like blind leading the blind. That's the only thing that they're doing.
And then when they commit adultery, that's also twofold. That's spiritually adultery by worshiping other God, spiritual adultery by following other God, and physical adultery. And there's a lot of physical adultery that's been going on in that church for many years. Because I was in the church and I showed a lot of women about this guy with his wife and this wife with this guy, and like so many things was going on.
Wife
swapping, because like when I was to go to an old church when I was young called Bethlehem, they kick a pastor out of the house because he was sleeping with a lot of dude's wife in that churches. You know,
it's a whorehouse. These churches are whorehouse.
It's nothing more than a whorehouse. Hell, people used to tell me too back in the days that if you don't go to for a whore, go to them churches. You know.
I believe every brother probably here in this room has heard that. Hey, you want to find yourself a woman, go to church.
Go to them church because I used to know this too. Cause I mean, when I was in the world, I never picked this. I never understand this, but I used to notice that mostly all the wives who be at the front of the church. You know, if the pastor is young, you know, and a handsome guy, you know, with a wallet that's on, you know, wallet walks in his hand, all them young females they come to church. Wearing the most tightest dress, scandalous dress with the titty all smashed up and cleavage showing, you know, and the booty like transparent to their skirt, and they go sit at the very front of the church and try to impress and seduce the pastor. Meanwhile, they got husband sitting right next to them, you know, and that's the adultery that's going on in churches.
And these churches now, like again, I said prior, we were speaking on it. It's like going to a club. It's like an event now.
It is a club.
And you can't take it serious. The pastors ain't bringing out no scriptures.
None.
They have their own choir, their own studio, live band. It's just a whole concert. It's an event now. The women dress scandalous. They showing out, dancing, trying to seek the pastor's attention. This is all club. It's just a club life inside of the temple.
That's
You know,
true.
and
It's
that's
not
why-
even a
temple.
temple. It's just a club.
Yeah,
That's all
it's just
it
a
is.
club.
And that's why the scripture call it the whorehouse.
Yeah,
That's what it
It's
is.
just a club.
Continue on.
Con. I'm gonna read it again. All right. I have seen, verse 14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They committed adultery and walk in lies.
Mhm.
They strengthen also the hands of evildoers.
Now, you stop right here. They strength also the hands of evildoers, because they know the evil thing they're doing, you know, and they know who's doing it because they're both in cahoots with each other. Them pastors are causing other people to sin. You know, and Esau control them churches. They're under the 501c3 Act. You know, and go ahead, say what you was gonna say.
And they allow like homosexuals or trannies into their congregation, which
Yeah, that's-
clearly
Yep.
is off in the scriptures.
Mhm.
You know, and they also push these pastors again. This is another saying that they use. Oh, the Most High don't hate the sinner; He hates the sin. But there's scriptures. You know, if you can go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 6, when the Spirit leads you, it cuts that. You know, and when it says they strengthen also the evildoers.
Yeah, just like the brother said, how they should the evil do it by allowing homosexual in the churches, because what they're doing is evil.
You got it.
You know?
I was there, so if you want to break it
I mean, if we've been out,
All right.
break it out.
yeah, Ecclesiastes 12, that's right.
Ecclesiasticus.
Oh, Ecclesiastes 12.
That's Sirach, chapter 12, verse 6. I have it right here if anybody want to read it.
I got it.
Yeah, so how do they strengthen the evildoer? They allow homosexual to continue, they allow adultery to continue, also the marriage to continue, and then the worst thing of all, I mean, everything that they do is worse. They put a Caesar Borgia in their churches, Christmas tree in their churches. That's how they strengthen the evildoer. Because everything you do that's against the precept is evil.
That's right.
And it comes with vibration too, you know. If you do wickedness, it comes with vibration. So right now, we're preaching the truth. We're saying vibration or spiritual good vibration to the world. You know what I mean? That's why all people are waking up to who they are as a people. You know, because of the vibration we're pushing out.
But the vibration the pastor are pushing out or evil vibration.
Yeah,
You
It's
know,
okay to stay sinning.
Yeah.
You're still under grace.
you're still on the grace, you know, that's what like the brother said. You keep on doing the sinning, keep on sleeping with each other's wife, you'll be under grace. Continue on.
This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
That's plain and simple. The Most High hates sinners. That's a cut. Or the Most High don't hate the sinner. He just hates the sin.
So what are they talking about in church, man?
You don't really apple like this. If you like, as you watch them, like the big church, like like T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, even to the regular churches, I know and I can guarantee you that there's a lot of homosexual inside in churches, but the pastor would never touch base on that fact. He would never.
These pastors homosexuals. They're
And
homosexuals. Sodomites.
It's true. Look at Eddie Bishop Long. He's part of it,
He's dead.
He's
now.
dead.
and he's dead. The ones that took his ass out. And think about it. He was the very same pastor that was teaching against homosexual way before that happened. He was like, yo, homosexual is a sin. You know, the Most High will put you to death. And look what happened. The Most High put his ass to death.
He will repay vengeance to the ungodly.
Yeah, to the ungodly. So why was doing his ungodly?
And you also gotta remember too, like a lot of pastors, they are Freemason too. You know?
And they're Freemasons. They're a lot of them pastors, they're Freemasons, so they're under that homosexual
Yeah,
vibe.
they have to practice homosexuality.
And that's why a lot of family houses are broken apart because of them churches. Because them pastors, they put the woman above the men in them churches. You will go to them churches, who do you see that's devoted to the church? A woman. They always the one I want to step over and try to take control of the churches.
Out of order.
And
They're all out of order.
that's right. And I think I heard saying like a while ago, if the husband asks the woman to do something to his wife to do to cook something for him, she will not do it. But if the pastor asks her to do something,
she will
she will
Right
do
on.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and that's just a whole nother topic. We can go on the women, the ways
No,
of women.
but we're not going to the woman. I'm just giving an example of how that they work in the churches, how them pastors,
Working the families.
how they destroying the family in churches. By preaching out false lie, by not showing the guy in the scripture, they broken the home of the family. Because if they know the truth and they know the God in the scripture, things will work out fine. He didn't teach the people about the dietary law, about who the Messiah is, about America's destruction, about the oil fighting chip. Things that we teach out there, them pastors are not teaching it.
That's right.
Like I said before, all them churches, all them people that's in the churches, they lost soul. These churches are not winning soul. No, it's not. The churches these days are nothing more than dead churches. And very soon they're all gonna get caught in fire.
That's right.
Continue on. And
They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness.
that's right. That none of them return from his wickedness. Like the brother said earlier, the pastor teaches them saying that, oh, you're on the grace, and since you're on the grace, you can continue your sin. Continue.
They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof of Gomorrah, as Gomorrah.
You see, they are all of them unto me as Sodom, and Sodom is a homosexual. When you hear the thing like sodomite, that's homosexual. And a lot in churches, there's a lot of faggot and lesbianism inside our churches.
And what did the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah?
He destroyed them with fire. And
Same thing happened to America.
send it out to America. America put that vibration and give it homosexual white to dominate. And basically America is basically doing the exact same thing that the Mosai was against. The Mosai destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. It was to set an example of what's going on against the world. He set an example of this is what will happen if you do that wickedness. But America is following that wickedness. Continue on up.
Verse 15. Therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood, and make them drink the water of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness gone forth into all the land.
Continue.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
See?
Want me to read that again?
Go ahead, read it one more time.
Verse 16. Thus said the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. And example those that's on these infomercials, pay now, or listen, pay this, or
I'm not going. It'd be like in the commercial.
Yeah.
It'd be like, yes, I want you to
Make
make a donation of $100, and we'll send you a prayer.
The Lord will bless you.
The Lord will bless you. That's what goes on in churches. You mean to tell me you're gonna pay them pastor to receive a prayer?
And the word says what? Freely you have received, freely shall you give.
And people are so dumb and stupid. They actually send the money to receive a prayer from them pastors.
And then you said
That happened to me recently. You know what I'm saying? I was going into a 7-Eleven, and in the front of the 7-Eleven there was a lady selling prayers for $1.
See?
And that's altogether wrong right there, man. See, these Christian people, man, they think they got a loophole, man, to make money. That's why money is the root of all evil, man.
The love of money.
The love of money. It's a lucky. The love of money is the root of all evil. Because it draws you out. It makes you
It makes it the wicked thing. And when you
Yeah,
get
wicked.
money first,
Yeah. You're trying to please your own belly, man. Some men are not geared to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that some men are not geared that way.
Yeah, 2 for 17. That's it.
It's just sickening, man. Because if you remember the scripture where the Lord went to the temple and then he whooped people with the cat of nine tails, man, because they was trying to make merchandise of his people on his father's step, man. It's the same thing that goes well Well, why? You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be using the word for filthy lucre, man. You're not supposed to be using the word to gain profits or become a substantial person. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to wealth and finance, man, you're not supposed to be using the word for that, man.
An example, Yahweh Shah was in the temple flipping tables.
That's it.
I mean, I'm
That's
in
examples.
a Creflo Dollar said this on television, straight out of his own mouth, like a long time ago. He said this on the news. It was like, I think it was an interview in the news, or an interview someplace. He said out of his own mouth, you could bless the Lord with your stuff. Basically telling him, bless the Lord with your riches. That's wickedness right here. That's what the scripture said this in verse 16. Hearken not unto the word of the prophet that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. You see, they make you vain. So the thing that the pastor teach you is not going to benefit you at all. That they speak a vision of their own heart. That they speak a vision of their own heart. They basically lie to you. They bring out word out of their own heart. What the Most High said, the heart is evil above all things.
Okay, know it.
You know?
And that heart is in Hebrew is lahab, which means your mind.
Your mind, that's right. So whatever they're thinking here, they're not, because the Most High said, people's like, oh, what about your heart? You know, now I don't want you to listen to what you say, what you bring on the Bible. I want you to know how you feel with your heart. The Most High is not with that.
This is not our own doctrine. This is not what we should feel. We don't have feelings in it. You got to go according to what the scriptures say. You know.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, Lapa said this, cause that, and you know, he's talking about Jake today. Because the scripture said this. They speak a vision of their own heart and not out of their mouth for the Lord. Because they like to say, oh, I have a vision last night. The Lord came to me in a dream telling me this is what you're supposed to do. Like Benny Hill, he's one of them. For example, he'll be in an interview talking and he'll be like, hold on, the Lord is speaking to me right now. He's speaking to me, he's telling me that your life will be okay, that he's gonna help you, he's gonna bless you, he's gonna get you back on track. Yo, that's all a lie. That's the game. That's the trick.
It's a witchcraft.
It's a witchcraft. The pastor is using that to gain a lot of money from you people. That's how he makes his businesses. The church is nothing more than businesses. The church was created to give to the poor, for those who have none. When that's the whole point.
Scriptural.
It's scriptural on I don't remember the scripture.
We'll find it, bro.
You know, but the church was created for like if a brother didn't have any, you know, because he's no, the brother's hungry, he ain't got no job, he got laid off. So what would you do? We'll gather together and then we'll put money together and give what we can to the brother. That's the purpose of the churches.
That's the purpose of tithes.
And that's what for the tithe. That's why it was created for, to give those that don't have any. But that's not what the churches are doing right now. There's a church in every corner in the street, but there's still people hungry out in the street.
And it's always in our neighborhood.
It's always in our neighborhood.
So-called ghettos where the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans dwell. The Israelites.
Yep.
Because they know we have that zeal. You know.
And meanwhile, they go when the people leave the church, they're going back to their miserable life. While them pastors driving their luxury car, you know, driving through the kind of people say, "God bless you," and in his heart, he don't give a damn. He just basically said, "Yeah, I got your money now, nigga. But I'll come back and get some more out of your pocket." That's how the pastor look at you, Jake. And see, that's what the Most High is going to destroy or allow you pastors.
Blood
you
on
know,
their hands.
you got allowed, and they're your own people, and the Most High is going to require their blood.
And I have to say this: if Christianity was such the truth, there's over, I don't know, billions and billions of followers of Christianity, but Yahweh Shah hasn't came back yet.
And you see, y'all haven't come by it. That's another lie.
And it says in Matthew when
Matthew
you
24,
hear this word through paraphrasing through
let me read it. Matthew 24 verse 13. Matthew 24 verse 14 actually. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Well, come now, if Christianity was such the truth, it's been spread forth throughout this whole four corners of the earth. Yahweh Shai hasn't came back yet. We're not set up in the kingdom yet. So that's how you know Christianity is a bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of lies, you know.
Bunch of lies.
Yeah,
Lies
that
and
big
deception.
lies and deception, because the Lord said, you know, when like the brother said again, when you push it to the world, then he will come, and then the end is near.
And he's talking about us in this
The
gospel.
truth, the truth.
This is the truth that's going to be spread from the four corners of the earth.
That's right. But yet you
The
got
old songs.
The song, whole song.
you got Christian churches all around the globe, and the end is still not there. That's how I tell that there's something ain't right in them churches. Something ain't right with them pastor
And that doctrine.
and that doctrine, anything or anything that they teach in that churches. Something ain't right.
That's right.
Yeah, go. We verse 17.
Alright, Jeremiah 23:17. They say still unto them that despise me, the Lord hath said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto everyone that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you.
That's what them pastors be teaching today. To this very day, they teaching that. They say now, oh, do not worry about it, brother and sister. You're not gonna be troubled. The Lord is gonna save you. The Lord is gonna be there with you. You will have peace. You know, just do this, just do that, and everything will be okay. But that's not true. There will never be peace. The only time there will be peace on this earth is when the Edomite, the so-called white man, when Esau comes down from power. There will never be peace. You will never prosper. The pastor always said this, that if you come to church and pray to the Most High, you will prosper. That's not true.
There will never be peace. There will never be peace on earth until Yahweh shall come here and serve His kingdom.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then they sell His kingdom. But the falsehood the pastor given to them people is the fact that you come to their churches, you know, give your money, believe every word he says, and then there'll be peace. And you know what? You people already signed your death warrant.
Yeah.
You know, and death will be coming at the door for you very soon. They're gonna be knocking on your door, demanding for your soul.
Go ahead. I'm gonna drop down the same chapter 23, verse 31. Behold, I am against the prophets, said the Lord, that use their tongues and say. He said, behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, said the Lord, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit these people at all, said the Lord.
That
It's plain and simple, man.
it's plain and simple, because a story I heard is for example, my father. You know, my father was telling me the story about my mom. You know, how she when we used to go to church. We used to go to church, you know, because my father was a Christian. He was young, you always going to church. But then when we got to the church in the choir, there was a woman. My father was already in love with another woman, but there was a woman in the choir who was happened to my mom, and my mom was friend with that lady. That lady came to my father and said that the Lord just opened up a vision to me, and said that she will be the one that you have to marry, which is another lie. You know, he said that once you marry her, your life will be good, your life will be prosperous. She will make you happy. But as time fast forward, my father said he regret to this very day, because my mother had made his life a living hell. You know, it's the same thing in pastor. They bring out false dream, false hope. Said that I had a dream that the Lord came to me and said that, you know, that you will have to give me money, that we have to build the church again, build a brand new church. That's how the pastor tricked the people to get him money. They said that, oh, this is the one of the church. The light is broken. This is broken. Well, I have a dream that the Lord said this, that if you don't give money to the collection plate, that so is going to happen. And the people start buying into the lie of this false dream. And they take every bit of change of their pocket. That could have been their last meal on money, you know, for that day. That could be their check. There are people who couldn't pay their light bill, who are struggling to pay their rent bill. But they give everyone a bit of the last one that they have to them goddamn pastors.
That's why blood is on their hands.
That's why the blood is in their hands. But you know what? We out there in the street, and a lot of you Christians who come by and see us, you know us, you see us. And then when you continue on that bullshit lie, but you know what? I'm not going to pity you when the day of your destruction comes in. You know? And you're going to be searching for them pastor, but guess what? They're going to be nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I got the account right here.
Yeah.
This is Acts 34 and 34, and it says, hold on.
Mhm.